So we have one more verse to go, and the verse was, For lo, he that formeth the mountains, and createth the wind, and declareth unto man what is his thought, that maketh the morning darkness, and treadeth upon the high places of the earth. The Lord, the God of hosts, is his name. That be it for chapter 4 of Amos. That God is, I don't know why I'm getting the hiccups. See that? Something always weird happens when I'm reading the Bible. I mean, I'm drinking water, coffee. There are things that we don't really know that inside the Bible. Some things are out of the ordinary. God gives us the gist of things, the meat and potatoes, that we don't contemplate things of God because our finite minds won't be able to understand. I mean, our minds are limited to understand the things of God, not even come close to understand. But I don't think God wants us to understand fully the scope of things. I think He wants us to trust Him in all His doings. When I say doings, God just does things, right? I mean, He's also sometimes random and is also unpredictable. That's the character of who God is. And we know that Satan, the devil, is always trying to imitate God. He's always trying to be God in a way. That's what he wants. He wants to be God so bad he's willing to lose everything, which is, unfathomable. Because he wasn't satisfied being number two. He wanted to be number one so bad that he rebelled against God and took a third of the angels with him. Fallen angels, which they are, just high-ranking devils. Satan is the number one devil. Okay, and the fallen angels are his cohorts. And we are the saints of God, opposing him all day, every day, 24/7, 365, regardless if we are operating at a high capacity. Sometimes we're not operating at a high capacity. Sometimes we're in a low frequency. Sometimes, we're not even in the prayers, in the Bible, in the Word of God. I know for me, there are times where I wasn't even reading the Bible. I just don't want to read the Bible for some reason, even though I was quite active in the churches. We get those seasons where, I think it's because the enemy knows that if he can get us to not operate on a 100% level, we just operate on a 50% or 60% level, then we're not gonna be fully as effective reaching others, and he'll do what he can to make us not operate at 100% level. Whether he'll use his most high-ranking demons to mess with this, he'll do it. He'll use anything. That's the thing about Satan. He's not limited in doing things to saints. We've seen him murder saints left and right in the Bible. Because he can't do nothing, then he'll just murder them. He'll send, just like he murdered Jesus. He murdered Jesus Christ, but he know that God will raise him from the dead. So, that's why Satan lost. But we don't claim to be more powerful than Satan. We're not. We're only more powerful because of who God is. Through His Son Christ, we have the victory. If we do not claim that victory, then Satan will get the best of us. We don't want that. We want to be the one in control through Yeshua, the Son. Okay? And then you have the Father, Jehovah God, which is God, G-O-D, and we are His disciples. Some of us more high-ranking than others. Either way, God's going to get the victories. And know that, sometimes, I kind of find myself wondering, like in situations where I shouldn't be in this situation, God. Why do you have me here? I keep asking God in my prayers. I should be in this situation. And God will be like, well, you're the only one that can handle the situation. That's why you're in that situation. Okay, because you are one of God's high-ranking saints and strong ones, and only you can handle the attacks there. That's why He placed you there. So we're praying that God will take us out of the situation while God places in the situation. So I don't think we should be questioning God. We should just trust God. That's hard to do, even as a seasoned saint. Okay? You've seen Peter, he fell in the water. He's like, Jesus is right there in front of his face. He's like, you want to walk on water like me? Go ahead, Peter, walk. Walk on water. And a high-ranking apostle of Jesus Christ, he started sinking because he didn't have the faith like Jesus. Because we're not Jesus. We try to be like Him, but we'll never be Him. Okay? And that's why some of us are going to sink sometimes, just like Peter. It took Jesus to help Peter up. They're like, you're sinking? I'm still going to help you up, Peter. Because all the other apostles were in the boat were like, you're crazy. You can't walk on water like Him. What are you doing, Peter? Get back in the boat. What do you think you're doing there? Like all the other apostles. And Jesus spoke straight to Peter. He's like, don't believe those other apostles. Believe that you can walk on water just like me. If you have the faith, you can walk on water, Peter. He did it for a little bit. He took the 1 or 2 steps. And that third step, he started sinking. And that's what it is with us. We're like, trust God. We're like Peter, man. Trust, when is God going to do this? When is God going to do that, man? Why am I still in this situation? And we're like, trust God. Trust God. We're told to trust Him. Trust Jesus, And we're like, man, we keep praying for the same things, We need to, and we still haven't got an answer for our prayers in these areas, We're told to just trust God. Trust Him. Just like Peter. And Peter kind of lost the trust on his third step there. That's why he started sinking. And it took Jesus to help him up, man. So it's the same idea as 21st century saints here. I've seen God do miracles in my life, many miracles after miracle. And I know that scientifically it's impossible to explain that. I'm not here to explain something scientifically. I'm here to explain something spiritually, which is His hand. His hand taking you out of danger zones. Okay, that was His hand right there. Another example would be, the 1978 invasion of Israel by, Ishmaels, right? Speaking of Ishmael and Isaac are fighting again here. So it was only one army, God's army, Israel, versus 8 or 9 or 10 armies of anti-Jew, anti-God armies, that one army was victorious because God was with them. See, God was with that one army. Just like God was with Jonathan when he took upon himself against those battalions of enemy troops. He took up battalions by himself because God was with him. Just like God was with David when he took down Goliath. God was with him. He took down Goliath with a little piece of rock, slingshot, right into the eyeball. He shot the slingshot right in the eye of a giant. And then when Goliath fell down, David took his battle axe and just gave him a good one. His head came off. Okay? So God gives us victories as long as we trust Him. Sometimes it's hard to trust God, though, let me tell you. Even being a seasoned saint that I am, we don't know His plan for us. We can guess at all we want, but we don't know His plan from head to toe. He knows. He has us in these situations. Okay? And you might not get your way, and it might be the best way. It might be God's way for you. It's not easy doing this. It's the hardest thing you can take upon. That's why people rather not do it. Take upon this cross. What did Jesus say? Jesus said, "You want to follow me? You're gonna have to go through rejection from your own friends and family. You're gonna, are you willing to go through all that to follow me? And some people aren't, and some people are. Some people, yeah, I'm willing to be hated by my uncles and aunts because they follow a different teaching. Here I am following Jesus. They think I'm the weird one because I follow this Jesus thing, Jesus Christ, Jewish God. I'm not even Jewish, I'm following this Jesus. He's just Jewish. They think I'm the odd one. I'm the oddball. But they don't know no better that it's more of a spiritual thing than a physical thing. Which, Jewish or non-Jewish, Gentile or non-Jew, that's who Jesus is trying to rescue. Oh, that rhymed. I'm sorry. I'm a natural rhymer there. Anyhow, I think that's it. I already talked about all these verses. Until the next episode, you guys have a God bless one. Whatever. Welcome to New Year's 2020. Happy New Year's and all that good stuff. And whatever you are asking God for, hopefully the Lord will answer your prayers in that area. And He will, in due time, He will answer your prayers. Just keep on clinging to Him. Cling to His Word. Cling to His people. And you'll be okay. A-okay, I think. No matter what's thrown at us, we'll be A-okay. Because, it's not our power, it's His power. Our power, we're going to fail in our power. With His power, we're going to succeed in areas we're not supposed to succeed. I've seen it in my own personal walk with the Lord. I'm not supposed to succeed in this area, but yet He allows me to succeed somehow. I'm supposed to be in different, not having arms and legs here. A car accident supposed to, shatter my vertebrae. Stuff like that, man. But, I walked without a scratch, So I walked out there without a scratch. Thank the Lord, though. The Lord is watching over me the whole time. So, yeah. Anyhow, that's it for reals. I just want to leave you guys in that note. The good word of the Lord here. Amos chapter 4. You guys, or 3 and 4 we did. So, until the next one, I'm your host, Soshi, for this Calvary Chapel channel. God bless again.